Hello and welcome to Know Exactly Where. In this clip, we're going to review the creation and assignment of project roles to the different tasks. Here we are at the defining the predecessor screen. So we go to the next step, which is the definition of the roles. First, we need to create the roles, and then we're going to be assigning them to the tasks. So we press the create new role button, we assign it some color, let's say this color, and we're going to create the client as one role. We're going to create also the designer, the person who's going to design those logos. So we create the designer as a role. We're also going to create the operations team that is going to help in many of the tasks. So we just pick another color. Let me pick one here. You may not be seeing this in the recording, but there is a color picker that opens up. So I'm creating the operations department there. And we're going to be creating a last but not least role, which is the billing team. They're not going to have many things to do, but the one crucial one they do have to do. So to assign these roles, the best way to go through it is actually select the role. When you click on the actual role, it will highlight it in white, basically with a little blue border. That means that we have that role highlighted and ready to assign. So we just go down and we start seeing what tasks this role makes sense to be assigned to. So I'm just going through the project and what tasks this role the client is participating on. So basically, I'm just adding this for each of the tasks. It's an easier way to go role by role and checking the different tasks of the project. You always have the roles here on top. They like sort of stick, so you can choose them at any point in time. So we can scroll down the project and you will still have them available to change if you want to assign another one. But our recommendation is to go role by role, see what tasks make sense for that role, and just click and assign them. If you want to unassign a role, if you by mistake created or assigned the role to a wrong task, you can click it again. So if you click it once, it actually adds it. If you click it again, it removes it. So here in this case, the client is in charge of these roles. So if we move on to the designer, so the designer again, okay, so that requirements meeting, that designer is there. So we just go on and continue assigning the designer to all the tasks that the designer is part of. So this is the last task for the designer. The same is true for the operations team. So the operations team is involved in many of the customer facing activities. So here we just add the operations team, a couple of them here as well. And last but not least, in these two tasks, they're also part of it. And finally, the billing team is not very involved, but there is a one important task that they do, which is to send the invoice. That's the last one. So that would be all. That's how we create the different roles, and that's how we assign those roles for each of the tasks. So then we can move to the next step.